serious, what is something you need to vent on, but you don't do it for fear of being judged? I'm 17 years old, and I'm from South Africa. Our originally 21-day lockdown got extended by another 2 weeks. Let me just say that I'm blind, but that doesn't really affect me in any way. I'm not the most independent person, that I will admit. This is not by choice, it's how I was raised. Every single time I would try and ask someone to teach me something, they would always give a reason why they couldn't or shouldn't. If I asked someone to teach me how to make coffee, they would say no, you're going to burn yourself. That honestly doesn't bother me. Now that I'm 17, everybody expects me to be independent. I understand where they're coming from. It's so hard. I get talked down to by members of my family who just do not understand. I hate it. I always get picked on, probably because I'm the youngest and my blindness might have something to do with it. I'm a gamer and I try use them to escape. I feel so alone. I'm happy I don't get to see any of my family for Easter. I don't have to choose which family I visit this year. No one is guilt tripping me on why I chose to go to my husband's family this time, or the other way round. I don't listen to my mother who complains about the amount of work and then on how much of it goes to waste, and she never learns. I didn't participate in shopping craze, which is especially difficult this year and absolutely unnecessary because I already have loads of food at home. Holidays were cancelled for me, and it is a dream come true. But I have to pretend that I'm sad and disappointed because if I didn't, I would break some hearts. I hate my husband's ex-wife with a burning passion. I keep it to myself because most people will think it's a jealousy thing. It has nothing to do with jealousy. I'm confident that I ended up in a far better situation than her. I hate her because she uses their daughter to hurt my husband. She does not consider how badly she is hurting her kid by using her as a pawn. Her obsession with vengeance far outweighs keeping her daughter's best interest at heart. It sickens me that any mother would think convincing their child that they are being abused is acceptable. Being in shape is a condition of my employment. I have access to 4 separate gyms with all the equipment I could need, but they are all closed. I mentioned this to a couple people, and they said my personal problems aren't as bad as the people dying from this coronavirus. Yeah, I know. I wasn't turning it into a competition, nor was I downplaying the deaths of people. I'm simply irritated I can't work out the way I want to. Feel happy when everyone else around me is sad. I was extremely sad for most of my school life, but suddenly I found myself accepting who I am. But I can't say the same for my friends. One was gay, but he couldn't tell his mum because she wouldn't accept him. One was under pressure because her parents made her work so she would be one of the best, and the rest were just depressed or had serious anxiety. I feel horrible because I just want to give them my happiness so they don't feel bad and adults don't do anything about it. This ducking dryer, man. I don't usually do home repairs, but I ordered parts and looked up schematics online and frick, so I could fix it myself. Spent a day drinking and replacing parts. It looked like it was working, then the washer had issues. Spent the next day drinking and taking apart the washer, only for it to suddenly decide to work normally. Put that frick all back together, and was mildly bragging about fixing appliances myself for the first time. Ran my first non-empty load of clothes through the washer. It's fine. Tried the dryer next, and it's tumbling, but the clothes don't seem to be drying. Set it to magic sensor dry instead of timed dry, and it ran overnight. When I woke up in the morning it was still tumbling trying to dry. The piece of frick isn't heating now. At least it's turning on. I'm pissed that, after I was somewhat talking up fixing something myself for the first time, it's still not working. Probably going to call a repairman in the morning to fix it right, but in the meantime, I hate this dryer. I haven't dated anyone in 5 years because of my ex. He's basically a sociopath. The things he said and did to me left lots of emotional damage. I'm afraid I'm undateable. I've resigned to myself that I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. I'm lonely, but I think I'm okay with that. I'd rather be lonely than hurt all over again. I'm sorry that happened to you. I hope you can heal from the damage he caused you. Do you have someone you can talk to? You don't deserve to be sentenced to a life of loneliness because of somebody else's actions. I'm exhausted and don't know what to do. Last week my dad, who's in his late 60s, apparently spent $10,000 to buy Bitcoin from some guy who phoned and claimed to work at a Bitcoin brokerage firm. He didn't tell my mum until a few days later and was sure he was going to make like $50k in profit from it. My mum was furious and they had a big argument and he promised he would never do it again. The broker phoned back today and my dad spent 3 hours on the phone with him and ended up buying another $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. And it's money my parents really don't have, it came out of their mortgage. My mum called me in tears this afternoon about it, saying she didn't know what to do. I called my dad and tried to reason with him, and he was sure he would get rich from it, and I told him that even if Bitcoin went back to an all-time high, at most he would make $5k. So he agreed to try cancel the second purchase. Then as I was getting ready for bed I decided to look up the company, and it turns out it's a big scam. Some guy based in Hungary, who lied and said he was based in the UK. So I called my dad and told him, and he doesn't know what to do. And so I called his bank, and it's too late to reverse the second transaction, and the best they can do is try get the funds back if the receiving bank will cooperate. But now it seems hopeless, and I'm scared for my parents, and for the sake of their relationship, and for my dad's mental health going through this. But what hurts the most is my sister, and I had been saving money to try give them $10k as an anniversary/birthday present to help pay down the mortgage, and we both have decent jobs, but hardly earn a lot, and it makes it so hard to justify saving money for them when Dad just gets these stupid ideas and impulsively spends $20k on apparent Bitcoin from some guy on the phone without even checking that it's real. I just don't know what to do, and I'm furious with him, but also just need to help them, and don't know how. The whole disabled people can do just as much as able-bodied people bullcrap. I'm disabled. No, we can't. We can be just as happy as able-bodied people, and our life can be just as fulfilled, but we can't do the same stuff. We will always need extra help, be it wheelchairs or extra time off work. We will always need more time to do or learn stuff, and have times where we just physically can't get out of bed. I absolutely hate when people give me crap for this opinion. Like, shut up. If you could do the same as able-bodied people you wouldn't be on benefits. I need help to survive, and saying that makes people think benefits and such are useless when they are absolutely not. So just admit you need help. It makes your life so much better. I just want to feel like I connect with a single ducking person. One of my oldest and best friends has changed. He's become someone I don't really know or care for. I feel like relationships are so meaningless. There's no point in them. People just find out ways to disappoint you. Man, I relate to this so much. I'm such a weak person. I'm like 80% positive that my boyfriend is a narcissist, but yet I can't leave him. I hate him so much. Every day I try to think of ways of leaving him, but at the same time we are in the middle of a pandemic, and I know how difficult it will be to do any of it. Stupidly always waiting for a better time to leave him. I hate myself for it, and he makes me feel miserable every day. Feels so good to say all this. My oldest son, 4, and his autism. Love him more than life itself. But Lord, he's ducking infuriating and hard work, especially during the lockdown period. He thrives on routine, and all the frick he likes to do is closed, so every day is a broken record of him running through crap he wants to do. Wife and I explain they're closed, need to stay indoors, etc. But he just doesn't understand and thinks I'm being a willy by not taking him to his things he likes. I mean, he can't even spend time with his grandparents or cousins. Barely sees them now, except through a window in short bursts, so that's another issue which saddens us all. He has very little opportunity to blow off steam, point and self-regulate, as he doesn't want to go out unless it's for something he wants to do, like go to the park, which, shock, he can't because they're closed. Wakes up at 5:30 in the morning, which wakes up my youngest son, 1, and the day begins, and it's so long. He never pauses for breath and it's a constant stream of demands all day long. Plus you're juggling THS with a, rightly, temperamental 1-year-old and a wife in a constant battle with depression. People usually say something like, oh, kids are hard, but, you know, you wouldn't change them. I would. I love him, but if I could suddenly make him not autistic anymore, I would in a heartbeat. Edit. Thank you all for the responses in gold. Didn't expect this to pick up. Genuinely just followed the question and vented, but I'm thrilled if I've helped enlighten others, or allowed you to vent through me, or whatever. You're all good people. Edit #2. The 4-year-old is currently playing Crash Nitro Kart on my X1. My wife is in bed with a migraine. I'm talking to you all, and sneakily eating crisps, so the 4-year-old can't hear me, and my 1-year-old is gnawing at his shoes and it's only gone 4 PM and I've already been up for 10.5 hours. Welcome to parenting. Thank you all. Look after each other. Hey lovely people, like and subscribe if you want to see more.